So, Mikhail, when we see a mature market, how do you see the strategies change differently in terms of how are you going to market your products when there is a less mature market or there is already a mature market? How much of a difference? What kind of changes you see in your marketing or in your marketing your products?
Uh, okay, from the total category perspective, if you're talking about online and offline experience, and if market is young, it's really young. It's like, for instance, penetration is low. Companies usually focus on category development. You should build a category initially. You should educate your customers that you should use this product. I can give you my personal example. I started with online beauty in 2015. And back to the days, online beauty wasn't so developed. And my aim as a manager of a big company was to develop this category, to convince retailers that this category should be developed, to build this market, to bake this pie. Because you cannot fight for a slice of pie if you don't have a pie.
Sorry.
And when market becomes more mature, more like developed, and from blue ocean becomes red ocean, you start competition. And of course, it's also depends. If you are market leader, you build category. If you are not market leader, you fight with market leader. If you are a small brand, you fight with other small brands. So it's always different strategies. But here also important to think about your business strategy, because, for instance, market is young and category penetration, and not only category, for instance, online penetration is not so high. And of course, in this case, you will focus on online, but your key channel will be offline because it's more money here and more revenues here. But you continue to build foundation for future growth. Then at some stage, each market observed a rapid growth of e-commerce. Of course, we all observed it during the COVID period of time, but before and even after, it can be a hockey stick effect for many categories when you see like growing like this. And during this growth, it's really like crucial to keep balance, because if you're like a well-established company and you have a lot of distribution channels and one of channel start growing extremely fast, it also means that this channel can cannibalize your own sales in other channels. And yes, it's always better to have a table with 4 legs instead of table with 1 leg. So you keep balance. And when markets like ultra mature, it's more about the revenue, because right now, when we look into well-developed markets, for instance, China, many brands decided to close their direct-to-consumer websites, direct-to-consumer apps inside apps, because it became non-profitable to them. Because when market is more mature, it also means that customers are more mature too. They want more, they're more demanding, they want better service, better everything, better product, and better prices. And if you start to play this game, you should spend more and more and more money. And at some stage, some sales channels can be unprofitable for you, and you just close them. It happens, especially for big companies, because as far as I see, many companies cannot manage properly direct-to-consumer websites, and it's a lot of extra cost always for them. And if you're small and niche, you can manage it because you know how to do it more efficiently, more fastly.
Right. Going back to the earlier point about personalization. So we talked about how AI can help you create that kind of personalization. We also talked about personalization at a product level. How, like, what all other avenues you see to personalize your services or products to your customers on a digital domain? How are you creating that kind of personalized experience for your customers who are coming or who are getting to know the brand more and more?
Of course, it's so. Here we have different examples. One of example, like classic example from the product perspective. It's a most well-known example that built entire brand just listening customers and build products based on the customers' feedback, based on the community feedback. And today, all brands, I know, maybe, yes, I don't know other brands, all brands try to communicate with their customers and hear their voices and using all channels, own channels like website, emails, your social media. And for instance, retailers, if it's possible for you to communicate with your customers through retailer platform, for instance, through feedbacks. Also, you should embrace UGC content and using it across all channels because it's more trustworthy. It can be, for instance, beauty routines. It can be how-tos and some feedbacks that shared. You can even use it in advertising. It's really important nowadays to create, especially market is really cluttered. There's a lot of brands try to advertise. And it's really important to create the bond between the brand and customer and incorporate their feedback into your product, into your communication, and in your processes as well. I can give you also one example from my personal experience. It was 5 or 6 years ago. I just started a new position in a well-known company and lead large brand. And I tried to understand how to accelerate brand from online perspective, with focus on sales, of course. And of course, there are a lot of different options what I can do. I can focus on paid search, I can focus on website, I can focus on personalization or CRM, but you cannot do it at the same time simultaneously. Yes. Especially if you're talking about website and changes on the website, otherwise you will have endless backlog and you cannot finish it in years. And we had NPS at that moment, and I had only one field where I ask customers, can they provide any feedback what they missed on the website? After several weeks, I received hundreds of suggestions, what should be implemented and where. And then just simple, I just picked the most biggest, not issue, but challenges from the customer perspective and start implementation. And also, I always provide to my customers feedback, say, okay, we implement this, we implement that. Thanks for it. We became better. We understand that you can expect some difficulties, but we will solve it. And my NPS score rose 2 times, like 2 times in 6 months. So you can implement a lot of personalization. You can implement everything, sophisticated tools, be super advanced from this standpoint. But key principle is super simple. Listen to your customer and implement what you hear. If you do it, yes, and if you also share with customers that many things for your feedback we implemented, do you like it or not? Please evaluate, assess what we did based on your feedback. You will really create this kind of connection, and customer became your loyal customer. Even you can benefit even from the negative feedback that you receive on your I don't know, communications or whatsoever.
Great anecdote. Actually, you straight away just ask the customers, "What do you want?" Right?
Yes.
It just gives the best feedback. I mean, there are brands who are just guessing and trying to implement new technologies, but lacking the insights which the customers can give straight away, I guess. Right? So it's a great learning for everyone who's listening.
Here is the main point. Of course, you should be in your communication aligned with brand guidelines. It should be inside brand guidelines, and you should ask it in the right moment. It shouldn't be the first question on the website. Please write our website. No, not at all. Because when I saw it many times, when I visit some website, especially airline companies, I don't know why they implemented it. Please write at our website. Okay, because how I can do this? Why I should do it? Why I should do it right now? So you should pick the right time and maybe the right customer. Maybe you should focus on negative sentiments in this case more and do it as a follow-up after the purchase or some kind of meaningful interaction with your website. Through, okay, personalization, exit intent pop-up with some question. Let's try.
Yeah. You told one of the aspects, which is the social media, right? And social media plays a huge role in this particular category. How would you recommend using it more effectively to basically drive more brand awareness for a brand who is starting up or someone who is looking for more conversions? How do you see social media to be used in the most effective way?
My answer is simple. You should use it. Because especially for this category, you should use it. Of course, you should tailor your content for different social medias. You should be more polished on Instagram. You should be more raw and more like authentic and more closer to your consumers on TikTok, and maybe something in between on Snapchat. But you should use it. You should use it for awareness. You should use it for consideration and for conversion as well. But of course, different instruments, different formats, different ads format, different creative format. It depends. It depends from the brand. It depends from the category, from the country, from the everything. Because in Saudi Arabia, in GCC, you should focus on Snapchat. France, you shouldn't, because Snapchat adoption is like extremely low. Let's focus where your customer is and try to provide content that they expect to see. Because also one really simple rule: customers don't want to see your ad. Customers want to see meaningful content, and if your ad resemble meaningful content, it will be recalled, and your brand will be recalled, and your brand will stand out from the competitors.
Great. Apart from this, adoption of technology, particularly in this particular category, what sort of new tools and technologies you are seeing nowadays that are being used in this category, apart from AI or any other sort of for creating loyalty, for creating better customer experience? How do you think technology is playing a major role here?
First of all, you should build like a good basic foundation. You should have good operations. You should have normal working with website with fast loading speed and good user interface and user experience on it. After that, you can add technologies. Because if you try to add technologies on top of your non-working solution, I'm not sure it.
Sorry.
Yes, and you can add a lot of things. Virtual try-on for makeup, for I don't know, so match my makeup, for instance, solution for a foundation, because as these guys say, matched all foundation worldwide and based by the colors, and they can implement their solution on your website. And after it, you, for instance, can suggest customers, if they bought before different brand, they can buy your brand exactly the same color if you have matching options here. You can use some AI tool for skincare personalization, as we talked before. It's more sophisticated, by the way. Of course, you can use AI and chatbots, but I suppose everybody use it many years already for customer service. Also, some fun fact about it. I had a friend who ran a digital for a big chain of food chain, and they had a lot of stores, like several hundred stores across one region, and a lot of customer claims, of course, because big chain, big customer quantity, and they start implementing chatbots, of course, through education, through machine learning, to provide more personalized, more tailored answers. And they measured the reaction. And customers think the chatbot is a real person and the operator is not real person.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so it, and the same, for instance, for feedbacks and reviews, it also can be a challenge for brands, especially if they're popular. If you receive, I don't know, let 1K reviews per day. If you're a super popular brand and you receive 1K, not per day, maybe per month, and you should provide answers, because you should communicate even through reviews on through retailer platforms. Also the same, you can use real humans, or you can use some AI tools to provide more tailored answers. Of course, you should educate AI to be more bespoke, more tailored to your brand needs, more tailored to your brand voice. Because otherwise it will be also not so good if you just use it by default, as many brands also try to incorporate solution and use it by default. In this case, just don't use it. Try to be simple. Of course, you can use some built-in solutions inside social media, some filters, ER, etc. I'm really keen to see what can be done with Apple headset or with Meta glasses. Yes, from the advertising standpoint. But let's be simple. In fact, you can have really bad website. You can have really not good customer service, and everything was like not so good. But if you have a great product, like high performance with good price, customers will buy you anyway, or will use your service anyway. I can share with you one particular example here, without, of course, names. One brand launched a solution for skin, identify skin, etc., skin concerns, and solution on app, like separate app, not on the website. And it was quite a while ago, so the main campaign was on Meta, and you cannot. By the day, you cannot direct customers from the Meta to outside. But customers, after that, they try to find this app, try to download this app, and try to pass the survey despite of everything, because they really want to do it. And if you offer something that customer really want to do it or really want to buy it, even with bad UX, you can win. But then back to the products, what works, what doesn't. It's like a lot of things that should be done. First of all, from the beauty perspective, it should be good ingredients because you should be efficient. Then price, you should understand your price tiers. You should be maybe less expensive than competitors, but more effective. You should have your unique story behind your brand that resonates with customer, with at least your early adopters. And then, of course, based on it, you can build your distribution channels. It can be online, offline. It can be your own website. It can be retailer. It's not so important at that point. Now, of course, yes, it's important, but it's important when you understand that your customers, for instance, would like to shop in malls. For instance, you find really wealthy category of customers in Saudi Arabia, but you do your Q&A test, you do your focus groups, and you understand that all of them shop only in malls. They don't want online. They want online maybe to see the product from the screen, but they want to shop in malls. So you should focus on in mall experience. You should build your own stores in this case, or vice versa. Customers would like to buy you only digitally and only would like to see you on Amazon. If we talk, for instance, about alpha and then alpha generation,
yeah,
it can be the case, or maybe they want to buy you on TikTok directly, but TikTok is didn't announce yet as a shopping feature for the MENA region. As far as I know, they plan to start it from Spain in Europe. Then maybe we will see it in future here. So it's a lot of options. It's always back to customers. You should listen to your customers, understand your customers, understand what they need, how they need, why they need it, and offer them something that fit and meet their expectations. If you do it, you will be winner, and you invest less than others. You will be more successful than others.
Great. So many insights.
And then I would like to say many thanks, Naresh, to you and your team for this invitation, for opportunity to share my knowledge, some insights about the category, and I will be happy to connect to anybody who would like to receive maybe more information about it. Why not?
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mikhail, for this insightful session. It was an incredible session with you, understanding more about the beauty segment. And thank you for joining us today. I hope you had a great time.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Bye.
Thank you. See you again. Bye.